Here we are with another Friday Night Live, March 31st, 2023, and last day of the month. Here we're moving into April showers, brings the May flowers. It's a glorious time of the year for the Northern Hemisphere. For the Southern Hemisphere, they're going into autumn, right? They've moved into autumn already. So we embrace all the seasons. All the seasons have purpose far beyond our comprehension, because there's cycles in nature, there's cycles in the universe, there's cycles in every single thing of creation, right? The physical body has cycles. We have a 9-year cycle to regenerate. And when we work with these cycles, we have profound results instead of working against them. So, hope everybody's doing amazing. It's overcast, rainy day today, and that's what April brings. Time of the years of the season changes coming to a close. We have what about another week or so at the most, and prepare for the next one, right? We prepare mentally for the next one so that we can be ready, because the biggest challenge for all of us is the emotion, right? The emotion of the fasting cycles. You know, we can put in our thought, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to do it. And the time comes and all the emotions start coming forth. The monkey mind starts playing with us of all the reasons why we shouldn't do it, and all the reasons why we need to eat, and all the other reasons that everybody else gives us. And we fall flat on our face, and we start preparing for another time. And this, happens with all of us. It's not just some people. It happens with everybody. And we either choose to live it and love it, or we don't. There's no real in-betweens. Yes, we can fall off the wagon here and there, but if we're continuously embracing falling off the wagon, that's all we're going to have as a result, is falling off the wagon, right? So we want to find balance in everything we do. Most people are going to continuously eat, and that's okay. Today's what, day 9 today of semi-dry colon feeding. And, moving all kinds of gunk. We just continuously purge so that we may embrace the beautiful states, the dry fasting states, the fasting states, the experience in the spiritual realms becomes much more heightened and enlightened. And we can see things clear in all levels. Experiencing nature in these states is just amazing. My voice is a bit weakened, as you notice. Moving out stuff. But, how the cycling goes and fast. Every day is a new experience. Sometimes every hour is a new experience. Sometimes every minute's a new experience. But we embrace it because we know that without doubt, it's the default state to balance. It's a default state to regeneration. It's the default state to everything that the Creator built within us. If there's anybody out there, have any questions, now's a good time. I don't know if anybody can hear me, if anybody's there, but wait a few minutes and see how it goes. We see all kinds of statements from various different people. And what we see mostly is just people repeating of what they've been taught or what they've heard somewhere. In the realm of MFS, we've done everything but that. We brought the new understanding out to the masses, and we've seen some beautiful magical things for the people who've taken it on. Example, the blood is the sewer system. Everybody says it's the kitchen. Okay, well, that's what we've been taught, but that's not what we see anymore. Definitely not what we see anymore. Alkalize. Well, no, the body needs to find balance, not alkalize, because you can burn on both ends. You can burn on the acid side, you can burn on the alkaline side. So there needs to be balance. And the body does that automatically. If we're taking in alkaline, we're going to throw the body out of balance. If we're taking in acid, we may throw the body out of balance. But, the funny thing is that the whole fruit kingdom pretty much is acidic experience. When it goes into the body does what it needs to do with that and brings balance, because the highest form of healing is also an acidic experience. Really? Yeah. Well, the dry fasting state is an acidic experience. What scientists call ketosis, which has nothing to do with the default state. That's only what they're looking at in small viewing window, remember? They're ignoring all the rest of the universe of what's happening in the dry fasting state. So we don't want to look at anything. We just want to flow with the experience, embrace the experience, and learn to ask the questions that we need the answers for. And when we do that, the answers will pop up, because those states are where we find our answers. Each one of us will find our own answers within. We're not going to find our answers anywhere out there. We're not going to find our answers in science. These are limited viewing windows with very little limited understanding. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Stacy. So we want to embrace the fasting states and just allow the experience to take place. You know, I had a little bit of a rough night the other night. I was having some wild dreams happening and stuff, but you know, this is part of it. I've been doing this for so long. And it's still, sometimes it'll surprise you, but it's all okay, because you know, we have all the tools, we use all the tools, we embrace using all the tools, and we allow the process to take place. It's not a big deal. Just be patient. Be very, very patient. That's what we see that humanity is lacking, and more so as we're moving through the years. We as a human, as mankind, we are lacking patience. We want everything now. You know, it's like our damn smartphones and computers. We want everything now. The smartphone more so because we're holding them everywhere we go. We want instantaneous things to happen right now. We want that magic pill to work right now. Nature doesn't work that way. Creation doesn't work that way. And creation can take thousands of years to have the changes it needs to make. We look at nature and we look at how man has destroyed it in this past century plus. You know, we can see that man has done quite a lot of damage to Mother Earth in the last 100+ years. Just look at the cities, and especially the big cities. You got this whole clump of cancer, all concentrated in one area. You know, you don't see that in nature. Nature's got a balance of things. You know, we look at deserts. You know, what I see is there's a problem in that area for whatever reason, and there's a high fever that Mother Earth needs to restore and fix in these areas. So there's lots of things that, you know, if we ask questions in a proper way, we're going to get different answers than what we've been taught. You know, in history, how can we trust history? You know, whoever won the war wrote the papers, wrote the history, his story. So, you know, how can we trust that we're only getting one side of the story in history? And we need a little more than that. So take everything with a grain of salt. Go within, increase your relationship with your Creator, and embrace everything that we are here to experience in this experience we call life. Just embrace it, enjoy it best we can. You know, if we're in pain, misery, and suffering, it's going to be tough to enjoy it, but we still can have a good set in our mind and enjoy the most we can, even though this physical body may be suffering. We can change our state so that we don't need to be focusing on all the pain, misery, and suffering. We can be focusing on where do we want to be? Where do we want to go? What do I need to do to get to that state? Each day, you keep asking yourself, what do I need to do today to get to that state? And if today is one of those days where you need to rest. Who wants to rest these days? Go, 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 go. We need rest. We need the balance. Yes, we need to move, but we need to rest. And if the body needs extra sleep, we give it extra sleep. You know, during the day, if the body needs to nap, give it a nap. Don't worry. You'll still be there when you get up. Take that extra nap if you have to. Nothing wrong with napping. Napping can actually be very beneficial. If you're feeling that sense of time that you need to take a nap, take a nap. Take your, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, take it out of the day and take a nap. Even if you need that 1 hour, and you're going to wake up and you're going to feel recharged and you're going to feel much better. When, these sensations come into the body, there's things that are happening that, the body needs to work. And when we're sleeping, we're not eating, we're not drinking. We're in a dry fasting state, unless we've eaten a big meal and we're sleepy because of the big meal. That's a different story. But the big meal, what's it doing? It's putting a lot of stress and pressure on the digestive process, and the body needs to use excess amounts of energy to process all that food. So that's why the body gets sleepy, because it's using the energy for that process instead of using it to live your life, right? So yeah, interesting times we're at, interesting times. Focus on where you want to go. That's it. What state do I want to be in? And just use your time and energy and resources to make it happen. Make it happen. We've seen so many master fasters make it happen. What they did after, they didn't choose to live it and love it. The ones who did are thriving. The ones who aren't living it and loving it are thriving. The ones who invented it, that's it. They just invented it, and they are where they're at, if they're still around. But living and loving it is the key. Making it a lifestyle in any way, shape, or form you choose, because there's infinite ways for us to do that. If anybody's got any questions, or we call it a night. Go ahead, Stacy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're embracing all the experience and just being a witness to it, allowing the physicality to go through the changes it needs to go through. Have a little issue. Thank you. I am doing well in this cleanse. Excellent. What's the little issue? I think I'm maybe there 48. I don't know. But I just ran out of my herbs. I put it off because I'm making big changes with the cancer, but I need to order soon. Will that be okay without herbs if I just stick with the kidney tea while I wait for shipment? We don't recommend that at all. Do you mean you're on day 48? You're doing level 7? I hope you're ready for that lifestyle. I would suggest to read the protocol. We don't recommend that at all. We recommend full support, especially on level 7. Emotionally, I hope you're. I think I read that you did not break your fast great last time you invented it, and this is the challenge. So what are you going to do this time? Do you think it's all going to go away? I would choose one of the levels and embrace the levels and work on the emotions. I didn't think so. I know I messed up with this. Just read the protocol over and over and over again. Watch videos of people who've messed up and what happened to them. We've shared, all the information that we really need. And there's no reason to put more energy in that. The energy now is in supporting people who want to live and love it. There's tons of information, tons. The herbs are our best friends. They're our best highly elevated friends who help us in emotions, help us keeping the energy flowing, especially when we got stagnation in the physicality. And then we have stagnation in the physicality, we have stagnation in the mental and the emotions. And we need to keep those energies open and flowing. That's not bad. It's a good idea. I royally screwed up, so I'm trying to avoid as many big issues as possible. Well, that's where we highly, highly, highly recommend to follow the protocol. That's all we can suggest. The rest is up to you. We don't like to hear stories of people getting themselves in trouble because this, and that. Tired of hearing that myself. Should break the fast. I would highly recommend you break the fast prudently. Level 7 is not what we recommend unless you're choosing it as a lifestyle. And when you're choosing it as a lifestyle, you need to have all the things in place as we suggest in the protocol. So I would break the fast prudently, or, you can move into some green juices for a couple of days and then break it prudently. Green juices are not something that we would recommend on a long-term basis. There's people who got themselves in trouble with green juices out there. But when somebody's in such a long-term basis, doing green juice on a long-term basis, doing green juice for a few days, a week or two, not a big deal. I wouldn't do green juices until for several weeks. I would recommend that somebody who's very, very blocked up from a sad diet, they could get on green juices for a few weeks and no big deal. But we're not a green juice fast. We use green juices to slow down when we're having challenging issues with major healing reactions and obstructions, or just burning up. People that have been doing or have done chemo, green juices can help cool us off with some wheatgrass and or barley grass in there. These are things that we can say. I don't know how many thousands of posts we've talked about herbs. This question has come up literally probably 1,000 times. And it's very clear in the protocol, so I'm not sure what else to say. It's up to you. We have everything in the protocol there for a reason. And we didn't pull out of the hat. We 30 plus years, 33 plus years experience in fasting myself, and many, 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 many other years of thousands of other people's fasts who have shared their experiences with us. And before Master Fast, I've seen all kinds of different things with many different types of fasting. So, people can do whatever they like. But we're here to support Master Fasters. And I guess, if you have better information than what we have, we'll tip the hat to you. But yeah, I was very clean raw vegan diet for 1.5 years before fasting. It doesn't tell us much, Stacy. Some people are indulging in all kinds of fat. For me, that's not a good raw vegan diet. Nuts, avocados, nuts, seeds, avocados, gourmet, a lot of gourmet mixing stuff. These are not good quality raw vegan diet. A good quality raw vegan diet is what we suggest. The staples like 80-90% fruit and a small amount of leafy greens, salads and stuff like that. I don't, and I'm not claiming that I have better information. I got a cancer diagnosis and made a quick call to jump on this fast. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel or anything, just even close to that. Yeah, I remember you posting that. And if it was me, I would just give the diagnosis back to whoever gave it to you and rechange my whole focus and my direction of where I want to be and where I want to go. Because once we acknowledge their diagnosis, it's not a good place to be, in my opinion. Because then they own us. We've accepted their diagnosis and they own us. And in a higher order level of things, not a good place to be. So that's why I don't like their diagnosis system, especially when they give people so much time that they have left in their life. It's absolutely diabolical. Who are they? God? to know when you're going to die? No, they know that when you're going to die, because when you go to them and you follow their system, they know they've made people perish in that amount of time over and over and over again. It's not that they are God, it's what they do to the people, and that they perish in so much time. So why people continue to go to those systems, especially after what we've seen after the last 3 years. Never mind, I didn't want to go to them from 33 years ago. I seen them for what they were, but the last 3 years they revealed what they are. It's totally controlled by a Luciferic intellect realm. And people believe in it. It's okay. That's why I do mostly fruit. Awesome. That's awesome if you're mostly fruit. I've already worked my way out of that frame of mind. Awesome. So avoid mentioning those words. Say just have obstructions in certain areas of the body you need to move out. So just obstructions. That's all that word is obstruction. It's an obstruction in the emotion and manifest in the mental as well, and manifested in the physical body. So we need to allow ourselves to break up that stagnation in the physicality so it can move out in the mental and emotional body. That's all we need to do. That's all that stagnations are. So we continuously work on moving that stagnation, getting it out, allowing the physical body to flush it, purge it out. Let's get that frame of mind so we can purge and purge and purge. We don't want to hold on to these stagnations. Stagnations are diseases. Once we hold on to these stagnations, that's it. It's going to be hard to open those up. So yeah, keep working on opening up the stagnations. Keep working on them. They will move out. Unless your soul came here to experience that way out, which is possible because we see it happening a lot, right? We see it happening. If that's the case, you embrace it as well, and you move out in a pleasant, beautiful way. But, I believe that we have decisions on where we want to do, what we want to do, and where we want to go. We have decisions. Our soul can make changes into what it wants to experience. I believe so. I don't believe, our destiny is stamped in rock, that we can't change it. And, we do have choices that we can make. Every day we make a choice, and our direction can change. So if we choose to go to a sad diet, and we're going to have repercussions from the sad diet. If we choose to go, on a vegetarian diet, we have repercussions for that. A vegan diet, we have repercussions for that. A raw vegan diet, we have repercussions for that. A fruitarian type diet, we have repercussions for that. Fasting lifestyle, we have repercussions for that. So every choice we make, we have repercussions, cause and effect. We cannot escape the laws of cause and effect. Yeah, go ahead, ask questions. That's why we're here. Rather, yes, working on it, yes, ask questions. Well, to just tone it down from the cooked grape juice or whatever juice you're using, just tone it down, cool off a bit, for a few days, a week, and then start introducing some fruit and see how you take that and prepare yourself mentally. I wouldn't go much longer than a week because it's still on the green juices. It's always best to be with herbs. So just, take it easy, continuously washing, keep those bowels moving. The washing is very, very important when we have certain obstructions happening in our physical body. Like I mentioned, I don't know if you're on, I'm on 9th day of colon feeding, which is semi-dry, semi-dry, just washing from the bottom. We're not taking in things from the top. We can take in up to half dose of the herbs from the top if we like, or if we want to go into the more semi-dry, taking small amounts of liquid. I'm doing the herbs, and I'm washing and washing and washing and washing. And, you can remove all kinds of stuff out. It's just a beautiful experience. I've been using ozone in the colonics for the last few days. Just amazing experience, just bubbling ozone in the water. And, just embrace it. Embrace it. So it's not that I would recommend, but it would be something that would be also beneficial to just cool off a bit after being on 48 days. It's a long 7 days. It's a long 7-day cycle. 48 days is, it's not something that we just, everybody does. There's a few handful of peoples that did long level 7s. We have over 100 people that did 108 days that we know of. And then there's more that haven't shared with us because people have messaged me and they don't want to share for whatever reason. It's people have their reasons. So it is what it is. But Stacy, just stay focused. Stay focused. Work on the emotions, because as soon as you put food in the mouth, you're going to see things happening. And that's where we have to be very, very careful. We have to go within and pull all our field strength, keep ourselves busy when we start putting food in our mouths. Keep ourselves very busy. Connect with nature. Have essential oils at hand. Use the tools. Use the tools. Go over the protocol over and over and over. Go over the protocol, how to break the fast over and over and over. Go over the protocol tools section over and over and over. Watch videos. If for some people, including myself, sometimes I like to watch, cooking shows, people preparing food. It's just a meditative thing for me. I like looking at it and then going into the realm of eating foods into the limitless realms without physically eating them. And that satisfies me. Some people don't like it. Some people don't want to see that at all. Everybody's different. So yeah, just embrace whatever it is that you want to experience. Embrace it. Move in that direction. Don't let nobody steal your dreams, because you're in charge. You're in charge unless the divine has other plans for you. You're in charge. Embrace it. You got this. We've seen the worst of the worst come out of it. The worst of the worst. For types of the sea, 4 years of chemo, over 20 experimental surgeries. Come on. If somebody like that can do it, anybody can do it. We have Gabrielis, who was in a parachute accident. His parachute didn't open properly. hit the water, I don't remember, 80 miles an hour or something, some high speed, and half his body's paralyzed. He's doing great now. You know, he still keeps in touch. He's still on the living and loving lifestyle. Still puts his herb order in once in a while, and he keeps in contact with us. He's doing great. You know, these are people that have chosen to live it and love it. The serious people, not the people who've chosen to event it. You know, these are the people that we want to learn from. Anybody can do 108 days. Simple. Once you get into that state, it's not hard. You're drinking your juice, taking your herbs, and it's not hard to do because the master fast system makes it simple for us to, experience the level 7. And that's what could be dangerous for people because they don't know what's going to be coming out on the other end because they haven't chosen it as a lifestyle, right? And that's the challenge. When we choose it as a lifestyle, let's say we want to choose level 5, 6, and you only eat 1-2 days a week. Whew, that's a high level. It's a high level. It's not something to, slap around. It's level 5, 6 is high. And once we get up to level 3 and higher, that's where we see things happening. Under level 3, you're not going to see much happening unless you've been really obstructed. You change your whole diet, make much more or less obstructive diet, and then you're doing level 2, 3. But level 3 is where things start. So embrace everything. Don't put any energy to what they told you. Delete. Here's some crystals. Wash them. Put them in the sun, put them in the moon. Have ones that you put in the sun, one that you put in the moon, and only in the moon. Like keep one that you only keep it in the moonlight and see the different energy they give you. They don't have to be this big. They can be little tiny ones, right? They can be little tiny ones. I taped this up so if I drop it, it won't break. Just little tiny things. They're all beautiful energies, crystals. See what happens. Put one in the moonlight for, especially the full moons, and then sleep with it and see if you notice anything. And try and sleep with the one that you put in the sunlight only. Sleep with it. You can mark them, moon, sun, and enjoy them. Enjoy the energy of the crystals. These are living beings, right? They grow. Crystals grow. Amethyst and quartz. Clear quartz, good for all around stuff. And the amethyst, I can't remember, you can look them up. But there's so many different types of crystals and gemstones and stuff. Diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, right? Diamonds have a wonderful energy as well. Come from the earth, carbon. Everything is carbon. We're carbon-based beings. So we're here for a good time, not a long time, right? Embrace, embrace, embrace. We always come out stronger on the other end when we learn from our experiences, as long as we can make it through them. So with that said, if there's any more questions, or we can call it a close. My voice is a bit weak today. You know, 9 days is pretty much nothing. a beautiful time. We have Easter's coming up in about a couple of weeks. No, in about a week tomorrow. It's a wonderful time for Christians. It's the holiest of the holiest days, where that Christ consciousness rose from the dead. So, with that said, let's send out Plath. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We wish you a beautiful rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Let's keep the plasma love always flowing. Don't let anybody steal your dream. Everything is possible in this MFS realm through the art of subtraction. Everything is possible. How do we know it? Because we've seen it over and over and over again. If you don't want to believe it, it's okay. For us believers, we live in it, we're loving it, we make it happen. Ciao.